It was good. Today was a really good day. I think we've had 5 installs and 6 practices, going pretty heavy, and we've actually done that on purpose because we wanted to kind of force feed those guys a lot of information and see who could process it the quickest. And different guys kind of processed it at different levels, but I think today was really the first day that it really started really catching on, I would say, for the guys, making decisions, knowing where to go with the ball. It was by far our best day that we've had in 6 practices, and still a long way to go. There's really not a lot of huge separation from any of the guys, seeing positives and negatives. Lot of stuff to coach, a lot of stuff to correct, but at the same time there's a lot of positive signs, and so it's an exciting time for all of our coaches, really, as you're going out to practice. I mean, obviously it's fun when you're going out there with Deshaun, no doubt, because you know what you're going to get. It is fun watching these guys improve every day. And today was really our best day that we've had so far.
We had a mini scrimmage yesterday, right?
What's that?
You had a situational scrimmage yesterday?
Wednesday,
that's right.
Yeah.
How did the quarterbacks look there?
Just okay. Really where we are offensively, we've got 45 guys getting reps in 3 groups and mixing up the quarterbacks, mixing up the wideouts, mixing up offensive linemen. So really what the scrimmage was not as efficient as we need to be and as we want to be. As always, just somebody making a mistake. We have a nice throw, nice touchdown catch, but we give up a sack. We got really nice protection and we drop a ball, and then we have really nice protection and we miss a pass. So it's just getting everybody on the same page. And part of that is you're just repping a lot of guys and kind of throwing them out there, but very average to below average. And it's really just a half situational scrimmage. It's not a true scrimmage. We got our first real big scrimmage Wednesday of next week. We're bringing the ball back. We may have a 25-yard play, but we're bringing the ball back to where we started, and so it's a little bit tough. We're really just trying to get guys out there and get some good live work. And but what you look for as a coach is the progress that you have from mistakes we had Wednesday. Guys come in Wednesday and Thursday to watch the video, correct it, and then how do we respond today? And that's the thing that I'm most pleased with, is the way that we responded today, correcting a lot of the mistakes that we had from the scrimmage on Wednesday.
We know that Kelly's getting the majority of the reps with the ones. Is the disparity less than what it would be if Deshaun were here? Is it more even?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. We're really pleased with Kelly. He's got off to a really good start. Not surprising because of the leadership that we've seen. And sometimes it takes a guy, Deshaun was such a huge presence. We were talking about that today a little bit today. Sometimes it takes that kind of presence to leave, and for a guy to be able to step up and really kind of take some leadership responsibility and roles. And we're really pleased where Kelly is, but there's not a huge gap. Those other guys are coming. It's everybody kind of has their moments where you go, wow, that was a great throw, and then a couple plays later you're saying wow for the other reason. So it's just a little bit of that going on right now, but we're rolling. All those guys are getting. Coach Streeter's doing a good job just kind of mixing it up and really kind of putting them on their toes and calling a guy out there, giving them opportunity on good at the end, going with that first and second group.
Some have speculated about how this offense might change if Hunter were to win the starting spot, but he's more athletic than some people realize, isn't he?
Yeah, I think with all 4 of those guys, we can be who we are. I think 80% of the offense is going to stay the same no matter who the quarterback is, and then maybe there's 20% of it as you go that you can mix around a little bit. Some of it has to do with who you're playing, but some of it obviously we're going to play to the skill set of the guys that we have. But there's no doubt, Hunter's one of the most athletic of those guys in that group. Really, all those guys. Zarek is also Zarek has really good instincts. That's Deshaun. Deshaun was a really good runner, but it wasn't because he was a 4.4. It was because he had great instincts. He knew how to follow blocks. He knew the timing of when to leave the pocket and all those type of things. And that's one thing that I've been able to see out of Zarek.
Did you expect a little bit of sloppiness with that scrimmage, or did you genuinely think it'd be cleaner?
you know, I mean, you go into it with high expectations, but also when you've been around for a while, you kind of know. And as coaches, we put them in some tough positions on purpose. We wanted to see how they responded, and then how they responded to the failure. If they have a bad play, what do they do the next 3 plays? I guess right now you don't really know what to expect till you go out there. That's probably part of the reason it's a lot of fun to come out to practice and be able to see how the guys respond. But I would say overall, we're more pleased probably than where we thought we would be after 6 practices. Still a long way to go, but we've seen enough bright flashes out of all those guys to have some good confidence that we're definitely going in the right direction.
How did the receivers do, especially guys like Cornell Powell?
A lot better today than in the scrimmage, and same deal. I mean, that's obviously quarterback's a huge position and it's a huge priority, so it gets a lot of attention. But we got a lot of competition also at that wide receiver position, moving guys around. Cornell Powell has been a guy that's really taken that next step. Very strong, and you've been able to see the progress that you would hope coming from the fall to the spring. And I think he's got a very high ceiling. TJ Chase is another guy that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. He redshirted last year, and part of the reason he redshirted is because when he got here he was 165, and now he weighs 193. And just in about 8 months. So he's a guy. He made a lot of plays. TJ got a lot of reps today with the second group, and today he looked like he belonged in that group. So that was really good. And DeAndre has had moments and flashes. Today by far was his best day. It's a little bit tougher for him because he's 6'5" and he's got a big target, and very competitive in the man-to-man matchups. He's got to continue to work on his releases, but I was really proud of the way that all 3 of those guys competed today.
How's Trevion recovering from his injury?
Good. He hasn't backed down at all. I was, had some questions in my mind of how he would attack the ball, and if he would do different things, and try to catch the ball in his body and all that. And he's competed, and Trevion's a guy been around for a while, can move around. He's playing both the 5-man and the 9-man. He played a lot of 9-man today. Just trying to use this time this spring to cross-train some of those guys, but been very pleased. He hasn't really shown any negative things with his wrist.
What have you seen out of the tight end group so far?
Yeah, really pleased with Mile and Richard. Really kind of what we were talking about, Kelly Bryant taking that next step. I think when a guy like Jordan Leggett leaves the room, it gives another guy an opportunity to really step up. And Milan's by far had his best few weeks, and he's worked extremely hard in the off season. This is obviously a big time for him to take that next step, but he's definitely been one of the bright spots so far in that 3-back group.
With Kelly, is primarily the confidence that he's showing you that you might not have seen before?
I would say yes. Number one is the confidence going out there, just the way that he carries himself and everything, but also I would say getting rid of the ball on time. I mean, that's a big part of our passing game is timing. Quick game, drop back, so many things have to be thrown on time. And I think because he's confident in knowing what to do, where to go with the ball, and those type of things, he's throwing the ball on rhythm and making some really nice throws. And so, but I think it ultimately comes from the confidence that he has. I mean, he's worked extremely hard, in the film room with Coach Streeter in the offseason, all those type of things. But he's really been throwing the ball well on time.
Coach Sweeney told us on Monday he's really impressed with Ray's work ethic, first few practices. Is that what you've seen as well?
Yeah, no question. Ray, before today, he led the receivers with 30 catches and 2 drops. I mean, he's competing at a very high level. And again, that's another position where we need a guy to step up. You're losing a guy like Artavis Scott with a ton of production, been around for 3 years. Those are huge shoes to fill. And Ray, I would say, is in the top 3 guys this spring out there consistently making plays. And really it comes from practicing at a high level. And, there's a difference in being a backup and being a starter. When you're a starter, being a backup, you can go in there for 2 or 3 plays and catch a nice ball and come over the sideline and catch your breath. When you're a starter, you may be out there 8 or 9 plays. And so the stamina of being able to be on an 8-play drive and being able to win on a man-to-man deep field or man-to-man slant route, whenever you're tired, I think that's where Ray and Dion have really taking that next step this spring, which is what they need to do. But I'm very pleased with Ray and Dion.
All set.